Hey guys, it's Rishi, and we're back with another video after probably 2 or 3 weeks. The haven't had the time to make a video because I've been trying to figure out this deck, and this is my findings. This is the part 4 of the Gecko Moria guide. This will cover general curve, the best deck I think you should play at any regional or competitive event, which is up to belief. There's different flavors to this deck, but this is the deck. This is the version I feel is the most consistent. Anyway, let's get this thing started. So like I just said in the video, we're gonna go over Mario combos. I'm actually gonna include just a little cheat sheet at the bottom with a piece of paper. It's kind of like a piece of paper with just general Mario combos on there. Not every combo for the Moria deck, just the Moria combos so you can kind of remember like the Moria combos you have, because it can help, because if you forget things in this deck, then you're going too fast, you will play bad, and that's how I rank on rank sim or rank up, because I'll play slow. Anyway, so let's look at the list. It's really blurry quality because it's coming from my sim app, but we got 2 Kuzans. I've tested like 3 Kuzans, and I mean 2 or 3, like it didn't really make a difference to me personally. I mean, Kuzan's really good in the mirror because it forces them to have an answer. If you play it on second, you play it on 4. But I don't see myself bumping this card up more. I know Cross bumped his to 3 and like it's still like hovering around there. But I feel like it's all personal preference, and if you don't want to play 3 Kuzans, you can easily play 2. The old Rebecca list I was playing Suru. We were playing 3 Surus because we wanted to make space for Rebecca Hina. So I kind of just got rid of Rebecca Hina because of my friend Noel, who's pretty fucking good at the game, told me like, that this list is just not consistent. It's kind of a meme. But I mean, it still can win, I think, if you high roll and like hit the right way. But the thing about this list is it's 4 of everything. So we got, 4 of everything that's like necessary. So we got 3 Borsalinos, 3 Sabos, 3 Rob Bellucci, but then we got 4 of all the Thriller Bark Pirates, and 4 so 12 2Ks plus an additional Toshigi, which makes the Reiju matchup and Yamato matchup pretty fucking easy, because it's really easy to just guard out of everything. Pretty standard list other than that, but I do think this is the best list if you're gonna run an event because it's just too damn consistent. Let's talk about the going first curve. So this is like finally probably the most easy and just like compressed version of this I'm gonna give you. This is probably like what I do nearly every game. So on turn 1, you want to play Sindri. If you're going first, this is pretty good unless you get a Perona into Sakazuki. Then you can additionally maybe say that you're gonna keep that hand without having a Miller, but we're just gonna go ahead and say, like I said, we're gonna play Sindri and we're gonna play Perona. Perona is really good in the early game because you're gonna mill 2 cards off Sindri, and there's no fucking way you're using your leader. You're using any of these abilities of Hogback and fucking Absalom, because they bottom 2 cards back to the deck. So you're gonna empty your trash at the start. So it's always usually Perona late game, Perona early game, and Hogback and Absalom in the late game. Okay, so my favorite play on turn 3 in most games, unless I'm playing into yellow, will be the brand new plus a leader ability from the Thriller Bark package. So I mean, another Perona would be good, or a Hogback retrieving something, or even an Absalom. But usually not the Absalom, because Absalom's only going to KO with 2 costs, and you're going to need to KO a bigger unit if you're going to play Absalom. If you're playing into yellow and you're able to get that 1 body out early and you have a Sabo to follow up with it into Katakuri, you play the Sabo, because the Sabo allows you to preserve that body that you have, so it's not just going to get Gadatsu and KO 2 your bodies. Because in the opposite scenario, like if you were to play brand new and then you were to play the Thriller Bark package, in that scenario, you're going to play a 2 bodies and swing with your previous body, right? And then Gadatsu is going to kill 1 body, and they're going to swing 7 into the other body, and they got a Gadatsu. So it's not the best. But, okay, so you can do this too, if there's like something you need to KO. This is probably like for Kuzan. If they have a Kuzan, probably need to get rid of the Kuzan. Don't Don't ignore the Kuzan. I did that before. It's not the play. Going first curve. Okay, so we have Kuzan, Borsellino on the turn 4. So okay, so on turn 4 you can play 2 bodies, or you can kill something and play a brand new. Those are like the only 2 big plays here. Ideally you want to play Kuzan or Borsellino and play a thriller bar. You need to prioritize having Gecko for 5 because you need fucking Gecko to win this game. Almost every matchup you're gonna need this fucking card. I don't know a single matchup you don't need Gecko, and you can argue the Katakuri like you don't need it, but you do need it because to push for game you need a 9k swing because they heal so fucking much. Anyway, Kuzan plus Borsellino is good here, and then you can add it on with so that's 4 Dawn, and then you 3 more Dawn. You can play leader ability, or you can go 2 Dawn for brand new, 1 Dawn for Great Eruption, leaving you with 4 Dawn left, a 7k swing, and play an Absalon, giving you to filter more of your trash, or whatever. You don't have to play the Absalon. I mean, Absalon's good, but you know it's just probably better if you're only playing one small unit and a second big unit that you just like. Wait, is my shit even recording, bro? We're gonna play Gecko. Okay, so I just put Gecko here because I'm gonna go over the Gecko combos in a second. Well, because there's various different combos that vary in different scenarios, and like I can't just tell you play Gecko this way and then this like feed you like 4 different combos. So we're just gonna say we're playing Gecko, and then if you're going first and you're going to 10 Dawn, you either play Gecko again, or you play Absalon, or you play Sabo in some rendition of a thriller bar character in swings, or you can KO something. You can KO their Gecko with Eruption plus Ice Age plus Absalon, Sabo. But yeah, Sabo is really like for the late game. If you don't have a Gecko, you play the Sabo. Or you play another Gecko. Another Gecko is probably in most cases ideal, except into yellow. The Sabo can win you games. You don't always need another Gecko. Okay, so let's go second. It's a little different. Okay, now we have okay. So when going first, you always want to play brand new, even if you have the Sindri in hand, because brand new is 2 costs, lets you search as a 3k body, yada yada, lets you get a navy target. Okay, lets you find your Ice Ages, your Eruptions, which are gonna win you the mirror or Sakazuki and or other matchups. So second turn though, you can play now Sindri and you can leader ability, so you can throw in that Sindri and build up your trash even more, which I like to do, which is I'll brand new turn 1, I'll Sindri turn 2, and then or you know, I think a really mediocre play is Borsellino on this turn, just in my opinion. But I think Kuzan's pretty good into black decks that like Moria that require an answer. So into Sakazuki, it's pretty good. But I mean, into Sakazuki, I'd always pick up Piranha. Piranha is just higher quality. I mean, higher on like the choice tier list because it pitches a card from their hand, which lets them lose. Okay, so same kind of thing. So now we're at 6 on, so we can go brand new plus leader ability swing 7, Sabo swing 6, or Absalon Eruption plus brand new. Absalon Eruption plus brand new is a good play. I think it's pretty good because it's 3 plus 1 plus 2 is 4, or 6, and it clears a body, lets you build your trash. Sabo can be okay into yellow again. The same kind of thing. It's like if you played a body, they didn't play Gadatsu. I don't know. Like it just feels mediocre to play Sabo here. To be honest, I would always go with the brand new because it allows you to build your trash. More trash you have, more you're not gonna break in the late game off of resources. But I put Sabo in there just in case, like, because these are like the 3 plays like I always go to. So I mean, let me know if you have like another play that you do. But I mean, obviously, like talking about like there's so many various ways to play this deck. But this is the deck that I'm choosing. Okay, so second for again, just play Moria. It costs Moria. We'll go over the Moria combos in a second. There's just a couple different ones, and then same thing. Sabo and Gaiman play Moria again. Seems pretty fucking simple, you know. Okay, so there's a Moria. There's a couple types of Moria. There's Advantage Moria, there's Lethal Moria, and there's Find a Moria. Okay, these are the 3 things I'm gonna put on your cheat list or cheat sheet list. So Advantage Moria is just pure advantage. Okay, so usually if you don't have anything to clear, or there's nothing to fucking clear, like literally I mean nothing, or you're playing Moria on 8 Dawn, you can play this. So This will allow you to grab a 2K or a Moria and search your deck. This will allow you to draw a card and search your deck. This will give you a blocker and search your deck. So it's like always these Morias are gonna give you an advantage on board state. Now, the scenario where you play this is where when you think that Kuzan or Borsa Kuzan's not there, or you don't have a Moria, you need to grab another Moria, or you have a 2K. So if you're playing in a decks like Cat or some shit, or even like Reiju or some deck that's just gonna bounce board, so with Ichiji or ignore it with a resting thing, you're gonna want to go for this because this is always a plus 2K over just a rested thing. And then you're gonna go for the brand new. Brand new is fucking crazy because especially because we run 5 Navy 2Ks because we included Tashigi. It's not that like uncommon to get like a 2K off this and get a 2K off this. So this is Advantage Moria. Most times I play Advantage Morias on second on 8 Dawn. Or my second, probably my like into other matchups, my second Moria will be Advantage if I'm not clearing board. But most scenarios we're gonna be dealing with Lethal Moria. Especially when we're going first, we won't really have time to get Advantage Moria because our Advantage turn will kind of be that turn we play Kuzan plus another 3 cost or 4 cost with leader ability. Alright, Find a Moria is kind of like a okay, so like let's just say whatever you're playing 8 Dawn, you don't have anything else to play except Moria, but you need to play like you're in a mirror match, so the more Morias you have to play, the better. So what you'll do is you'll play Sindri first and play Hogback, and then hope you get a Moria off top 5. It's kind of inconsistent. You could argue maybe don't play the Moria that turn, maybe play a 4 cost and another 4 cost. But it's like kind of up to you. But I mean, I've used this before. Find a Moria will help you find a Moria, and this is the same shit. You can do this on like 4 Dawn as well. You can just play Sindri and then play Hogback. Same thing. So this is primarily on 8 Dawn. I don't think I've ever done this on like 9 Dawn or nothing. It's 8 Dawn only. So 8 Dawn, it's kind of like it's an Advantage Moria in a way because you're getting 1 card off this, but you're not getting 2 cards because Sindri just mills 5. Okay, let's talk about Lethal Moria. Okay, Lethal Moria is the tip, like the best. This is the reason Moria is broken. Okay, Lethal Moria is a combination of Helmeppo plus Lucci or Helmeppo plus Absalon, or you can add on other stuff like ice. Like the biggest combo is Great Eruption, Ice Age, Helmeppo, Lucci because it kills a 4 cost and an 8 cost. Okay, but these are the combos you need to know. The reason I have Lucci rested over here is that in a lot of matchups I'll keep my Helmeppo standing so I don't just lose that free attacker that can win me the game. Whereas Lucci is a 6K body, so I can like rest it and guard out of stuff easily. Because it's 6K, they have to invest on to kill it. I mean, if they do kill it, it's like whatever. But they had to invest on into it. But while here, they're just taking a free attacker off my board, especially into Sakazuki. Let's look. Another way, the suboptimal combo is adding Suru. Obviously, we keep our Surus rested. I didn't rest them here, but you know what I'm saying. And then we got Moria, Suru, Lucci, and I guess something I didn't include in the graphic was Eruption Ice Age. Just be aware that you can reduce it further with Eruption Ice Age. And that's Lethal Moria. Okay, let's talk about my favorite part, which is matchups. Let me put this over there. And let me see if I can put this shit over here, because I don't want that. Okay. So, the mirror. This is going to be 2 pages, because I have a lot to say about the mirror. Because mirror is difficult and coin flippy, but we can still kind of like make it to our advantage. So, going first, you always want to go first in the mirror. So, like, I know there's an argument to go second if you're playing Hino Lucci, but I'm not playing Hino Lucci, so I like to go first. Okay? So early game, obviously we're going for Perona. We're going for Hogback Asbalon. And then, okay, so another thing is that if you're going second in the mirror with this deck list and you feel like you don't know what to do in 4 Dawn, a really good play is play Kuzan because it forces them to either answer it or fucking let that shit blow up their board. And it replaces itself in hand, so you don't lose a card. So you can And you can also play Kuzan. You can play that Advantage Moria, which is Kuzan, brand new, and Moria. And if you play it on 8 Dawn going second, it actually makes them make a decision where they're either going to kill your Kuzan or they're going to kill your Moria. And in most cases, I would suggest kill the Kuzan. But um, that's a really tough choice for the opponent to do. So you by putting them in tough positions, you force them to respond. And if they respond, they waste resources because Moria is a resource management based deck, so we need them to waste resources. Um, Priority over every thriller bar character is to should always be hogback if you can grab another Moria. Like there should be not a thriller bar character unless it's like a situation where you need to kill the Absalom, but you need Morias to win this game. The person that Morias more will win this game, and whoever has more Morias to stick will be able to swing for game. If we have our Moria and we don't have another Moria or isn't really necessary, we can also play Sabo to lock down our board because this is a mono black deck, and in the mirror we don't have to face any bottom decks. Okay, so the mirror. If you're going first, Kuzan on 7 is really good. I probably already said it. If you have to respond to their Gecko and Kuzan, I think killing Kuzan's always correct. Or your Gecko's gonna be nullified because their Kuzan's gonna help them pop your bullshit. Borsalino is probably the equivalent of healing late game. So if you think about Borsalino and Sabo, they're just an extra life because you can't remove them in this matchup. If you establish a Borso and have heavy life, in the early game, don't be a bitch. Like, you can swing with it. Use it to make swings. Use it to peck at them. Use it to peck at their characters. I like guarding some swings that cost 1 card with thriller bar characters in the early game. This is especially good if I don't need anything, but I'll always take a life if I'm missing geckos or something like that. Alright, let's go to the mulligan. I mean, the mulligan's pretty standard. You just want a miller in your package. That's all I have to say about the mulligan. Like, justify, like, people be like, oh, like, should I keep a Perona? Like, if I get a Perona, like, no, I don't think so. I mean, like, you might, like, be able to, like, come out with a win, but just having these supporters that build your trash is how you consistently win with this deck. Okay, so let's talk about Sokka. Sokka's a fucking beast if they're a good player, but it is winnable, and there are a lot of like specific little things you can do to like create an advantage. So in this matchup, like one thing I learned from Noel, who's like coaching me a little bit, is that you can't be a pussy in this matchup, and like you can't swing their brand news. If you swing their brand news, you're wasting a swing. Like, you need to swing at their board only if it's like a 5k body or more, or like a 5k or 6k. A brand new is not shit. I don't care if he's gonna hound blaze you and make it a 6 or a 7. Like, that shit is not shit. All characters in this matchup need to be swinging because you will not win the late game. So you need to be really aggressive in this matchup. You need to swing with everything that sticks because that shit's not gonna stick for long in Sakazuki. Another thing is that if you really want to win, like without like dying super fast and having that little push towards the end, you need to defend out of early attacks that are 5k or 6k. I think this is a general thing with Moria. Like in most matchups, you want to defend unless you need to see a card out of really cheap attacks. In this matchup, I don't even care if I need to see a card. I'm defending out of early attacks and hoping I draw off the card. So Sakazuki might not be able to Moria you 3 times, but they'll probably Moria you at least once or twice. And not only that, they're gonna be able to remove your Moria probably every time. So the easiest way, the only thing I can say is that you really need 2 or 3 Morias against a really good Sakazuki. So be ready to like Moria multiple times and be ready to build the fucking trash up. The easiest way I think to beat this deck really fucking fast is double Perona. I think double Perona is nasty. I think being able to nag 2 cards from their hand while they're taking life at a 4 life leader is nasty. Okay, and this is a pretty important thing. I'll try to explain this. So, let's see. So, if you have 2 units on the board, it's the early game, don't swing with them if you know their early turns are going to be Hound Blaze. Because they could just, first of all, they'll deny giving you life. They'll Hound Blaze the unit that's active, and they'll swing into the unit that's rested, just clearing your board. And that will just lose you advantage. So don't rest units early. Wait till later when they're playing Moria and shit like that. Not like Moria, but like just don't swing in the early turns where you know they're gonna Hound Blaze. Don't kill shit in the like don't kill things they don't have in the trash. Um, aka like Helmeppo. Just pay attention to their trash, and you can kind of predict what type of plays they're gonna do next turn. So, okay, if they have a Helmeppo on their board, don't swing into their Helmeppo. It's the same shit with Brand. Don't swing into that shit. But in most cases, obviously kill Lucci. So, I mean, if they don't have a Lucci in trash, I don't care. It's a 6k body. We're killing it. Okay. The Mulligan. This is the only matchup I'm gonna say that if you don't get a Miller, you can keep Piranha. I think you can keep Piranha. I mean, Piranha's fucking crazy. And if you high roll into drawing 2 Piranhas, you just win. Alright, Kata. Alright, I played like 5 Kata games today. I've won like 4 of them, but I think some of the good Kata players will fucking eat me up. Okay, so I don't know. So I'm like still like wary on this matchup, but like I think going down to 3 life is usually good. It's not like horrible. Depending on their board size, obviously, like the amount of trigger bodies I have. But I'd say like 4 is probably the sweet spot. But you're gonna get Gadatsu, so if you don't have an answer to Gadatsu, you should probably go down to 3. If you're going, usually timing your Sabo is pretty good. Like I always go Sabo on 5 because they can't Gadatsu. They just miss their Gadatsu turn, and they have to just like usually just jam me. This really doesn't work if you're going second because the Gadatsu turn comes before you, so they'll just kill your 4 cost you play. So just be aware that the Kuzan you play will get killed, but if you can respond to the Gadatsu, you should be fine. Trash off a 7 mom. Always trash off a 7 mom. I don't really know a scenario where I've healed. I think very rarely I'll heal, but I'll heal them. But you are not like Sakazuki. You will not like make this game late. I don't even think Saka makes it that late. But you need to trash off 7 mom. So around 7 mom time, it's like almost time to go for game. So you usually have 1 or 2 turns left. Like the 1 turn after a big mom is usually the turn I go for game. Or if you can defend with 1 more Sabo and 1 more blocker, you can like maybe make it 1 more turn out and then push a little bit. But it's like a slow push and then a really fast push. This is how I can explain this matchup. You only need 1 Moria this game, and in the best case, you will be able to Moria on 9 with Ice Age and pop a 7 mom and another body with Helmeppo Lucci, which is ideally would be Gadatsu. Really go for game when their life is like 2 or 1 and their cards are like 3 or 4 or like I don't know. And pay attention to if they bot deck something in the early game, because if they bot deck something in the early game, it's an Amaru or a what's the fucking 0 cost event called? I don't remember. The 0 cost event, yeah. I know what it's called. I was thinking about it yesterday. And then another easy way to kill them is that if they can't Gadatsu your Kuzan, play Kuzan on 7 before they play their 7 mom. If you don't have Ice Age to like kind of guarantee they're killing their 7 mom. Because you can chew it, you can eruption it, and there's just so many options at that point. And I guess just play around Amaru Reject. Amaru is the event that, rests. So, like, okay, so, like, I'm trying to think of a good scenario. If you are, like, have game next board, their board's empty and you can't die, and you have a couple swings left, but they're at 2 life, and I have, like, 1 card or some shit, like, don't hit them, because they have Amaru. You can hit them as long as you know you're not going to die to Amaru BJ. Just, like, think about this. Amaru, rest a blocker, plus 3k, so adds plus 1k for the math. So it says 2 Dawn for 7, it's 8. And then on top of that, you need to pay attention that they can only reject you if you're at 1 life. They can only reject your blockers if you don't play Sabo. Amaru can't affect Sabo, and just things like this. So just keep in mind, Amaru reject is literally how they win, bro. They'll reject you and then they'll rest your blocker. Reject will make you take a life, so just keep in mind. And if you really pay attention to the map, you can like figure out how to maximize your blockers. You can even attack with your blockers if you know you're not gonna die. This is like probably the base point here. Mulligan, okay. I just put Piranha here because like you can play Piranha, but it's definitely like still need the Millers in this package. There was a reason I said like it's pretty much the same. I'd probably just take the Piranha out, but yeah, you need the Millers in this matchup. Our Yamato is like fucking free, usually, unless they're insane, or even unless they high roll me. Okay, so you take the first hit. You be aware of Hody Jones. Turn before Hody Jones, I found like you only need 4K counters to win the game because you're gonna have to like swing it to 2 life. So we're gonna be like double attack 8K, and you're gonna be like, oh fuck, 2-2. That's 4K counter, and then you have 2 life. They have 2 swingers. I don't know. 2 types of cards that like win this matchup. The only 2 types of cards you really need are blockers and 2Ks. Do not play your Miller in this matchup. Do not play Sindri. You can play brand new. Don't play Sindri. Because Sindri's a fucking 2K. Play cards that replace themselves constantly throughout this game. That means focus on Hogback, getting to you 2 plays back. Focus on brand new, getting you a 2K. Focus on Kuzan, drawing you another card. But another thing you need to do is focus on blockers. You need to fit in a Borsellino. You need to fit in a Sabo sometimes because it counters Onami. So I'd say like fit in a blocker really early. On curve, this is a matchup where playing Borsellino's good. On curve, this is a matchup where playing Sabo is good. It gets you more 2Ks. It filters. Against Fortress, I played Fortress yesterday. You kind of can tell if they're playing Fortress. I mean, it'll be pretty fucking obvious if they start playing down a Bonnie or some shit like that. In this scenario, just hold down an Ice Age. Hold down 1 or 2 Ice Ages. Just don't remove your don't leave your removal, and you'll be fine. You just pop the kid, and then I guess be careful about Rosinante. Remember that you can't Lucci Rosinante and kid. You can only what you have to do is kill the Rosinante first, and then you can kill the kid. That is probably the most like scary combo, I think, but I haven't really seen it. So, we'll go next. So yeah, Mulligan blocker is really good here. I would honestly like keep if you get a shit ton of 2Ks and like a Borsellino, I'll just keep because you don't need the Sindri like. Just a 2K in this matchup. Brand new is good, so probably just these 2 cards. Alright, let's talk about Reiju. Reiju's 55, 45. Okay, so I think this matchup's pretty easy. The only thing I don't know is that okay, so 2 things to keep track of. You need to counter every swing that costs 1 card, meaning like a 5 or a 6. This will keep us pretty healthy for like when Ichiji swings at us for 7. Keep track of Dawn, so you know when they're gonna judge, or if they can judge. And because of less Dawn in this deck, and like the constant minusing you, and like the only like the few number of units they're gonna play, and like I kind of can predict what they're gonna play. It's not that hard to like calculate the exact number of counter you need every turn. A good Reiju will try. Well, most Reijus, I think it's at this point most Reijus will try to defend early and prepare for Morias. So I think one thing that like always wins me the game is just play multiple Morias in this matchup. It's similar to Yamato in that you can farm counters with like Hogback that could win you the game. Our play, but it's also different. Like you can also play Kuzan on 4 here and like force them to Nichi instead of Ichiji to put a card back in your hand, which is a good. It's a good strategy because it gains you like what +2 cards. You gain 1 off Kuzan, you gain Kuzan back. Don't think this matchup's too difficult. At least I haven't played a really good Reiju. But these are like kind of the general terms I would keep up for this. Keep Ice Ages to get rid of Ichiji. Yeah, you really need to get rid of Ichiji. I think like that's the number 1 thing. Keep good cards to get rid of that fucker. Let's go next. Okay, so we got Yamato. I don't know why it says Yamato here. This is supposed to be Reiju. So I have to make a slide. Anyway, so this is Reiju. Same fucking mulligan as usual. We can play Sindri in this matchup. It'll build our trash. Don't be afraid to play that. It's not like Yamato. I don't have double tech. So I'd like to thank people that I like got credit from or asked questions to, which is like we got fucking Cross AI, Barney, and Aaron, the people I test with, and Lucas too, and all the good players around me. And thank Noel for the deck list and kind of recorrecting me on some other things, and a lot of other people that I've played over the time. So I actually just started a Discord server, so you can join my server if you have any questions, and I hope to host online tournaments soon. And I hope you guys enjoy this fucking 30-minute fucking lecture on Gecko Moria. Peace.